Hi there, I'm Kelly Houston. I am a registered dietitian who works with women, infants, and families to help them feel fueled and nourished to live a life they love. Today will be the last in the series, for now anyway, on goal setting. So kind of sticking with the January New Year's resolution sort of goal theme. We all have a vision of what a better life looks like for us. The challenge is creating sustainable changes to enhance our life rather than extreme changes that control and dominate it. So here are some things to consider when making a plan to reach a goal. Step 1, break it down. So say your goal is to drink more water. Let's start with just the general recommendation of 64 ounces a day. That might seem overwhelming at first, so we'll break it down. If lunch is midday, then we'll try for 32 ounces by lunchtime and then 32 ounces, the second part of the day. Then we can break it down even further. So maybe we have 8 ounces first thing in the morning before leaving the house. And then another 8 ounces with our morning snack. And then between that snack and lunchtime, or even during lunch, we can have the other, 16 ounces. And then in the afternoon, we can have 8 ounces for the second part of the workday, 8 ounces on the way home, 8 ounces with dinner, and 8 ounces before bed. So that makes it a little bit more manageable. We're cutting into those little bite-sized chunks, which is helpful. And of course, we want to always remember to start where we're at. So if 64 ounces is just too overwhelming and there's no way you feel like you can reach that, that's okay. If you're currently drinking, 12 ounces of water, then maybe we bump it up to 20. Or, maybe 32, whatever, wherever you feel like is a realistic starting point, just a little stretch over where you are now. Because if we tend to jump into major changes, I've often seen that backfire, or like we talked about in the previous videos, it'll start off good for a little bit maybe, and then it'll just kind of taper off and we're then not changing our lives in the way that we want. So little changes is good, and then break it down as much as possible. Step 2 is have a backup plan. This is really, really important. The longer I live as a parent in a family of 5, the more I realize there is no such thing as a typical week. I'm usually out of the office with my kids 2 work days, or 2 weekdays, and almost every week. So I think, okay, I'll have this time when my one son is at preschool. I'll have this other time while the kids are napping, and almost every week it doesn't matter. Somebody has an appointment or something else needs to be happening that is out of normal. So when I meet with clients, we'll talk about their typical day, but as life happens, you might find that a typical day maybe isn't so typical after all. So how does that affect the plan? We need to find backups. I've talked before how I really enjoy movement. It gives me energy, keeps me going on some days when I'm struggling that way. So often on my work days, I'll take a walk at the park. That's near my office on my lunch break. But I do not like cold weather, and obviously rain or snow. So I'm recording this today on a really, really dreary January day. So I will not be walking outside today. So I have a backup plan. I'll do a YouTube workout most of the time, or one of my new favorite obsessions, Mama Strong. Just easy 15, well, not easy, but simple, basic 15-minute workouts that I can do in my office. They get my blood pumping, so I'm energized for the second half of my day. So it's really important to find backups. So this is the goal. If X, Y, or Z comes up, what are we going to do instead? Or how are we going to fix that and get back on track? And then step 3 is to bend the rules from time to time. Flexibility is really important in pretty much every aspect of life. Unyielding rules suck the fun and spontaneity out of life. And it's great to set goals to work on self-improvement, easing stress, feeling better, but you're not a robot. We need to be okay with the realization that we might not hit the mark every day, as difficult as that is to accept. When I talk with a client who is unable to be flexible in food selection, that is a red flag for me. So that's something I really, really, really work with my clients on, is being more flexible. So somebody changes the plan for lunch. Okay, how are we going to deal with that? Like I mentioned in step 2, movement is really important to me. But if there's a day, say at work, that I am so behind, I need to use that time to catch up on charting or return messages or do something else instead of walk, I can accept that it's only one day out of my life. We'll all have days when we're sick or our kids are sick or we don't sleep well. For me, that's 2 out of the 3 there today. Or the basement floods or some other, mini disaster happens. Days that checking off our goal will put undue stress on us, and that's okay. We need to learn the skill of flexibility. So I would love to hear from you. Which of these principles are most helpful to you, or what other tips do you have? What have you found helpful to get habits to stick? Thanks so much for watching.